I want to talk to you about how to buy your first car. I bought a car when I was age 16. My dad was not very impressed. I get there, and I had saved up a little money. I had the $3,500 in cash, paid the man in cash, and walked away with the car. Didn't even know how to drive a stick shift at the time, so my father actually had to drive the car. 12 years later, I actually still have that same car. I use it as a beater to drive back and forth to work. Best buy I possibly could have done. What do you need to be looking for when you go to buy a car? Well, first of all, is nothing fancy. You don't want to do anything fancy. You need it to be fundamental. You need to be able to drive back and forth to wherever you're going, but you also need to be reliable. That's point two, reliable. So think about not pretty, but mechanically sound. I really strongly recommend you check out carcomplaints.com. Some of the most common problems are, and also which vehicle model year is the worst. Don't buy a vehicle without checking that out. Number 4 is it should be low mileage. You really want not attractive so that you can get the miles a little lower. I really recommend staying around that 105,000 or less for your first car. Don't go for all the bells and whistles. Don't go for the leather seats. Don't go for the, you might not even get cruise control. Don't focus on those things. You really want a basic transportation. That will help you get into the great car. Now, when you go to buy a car, you have some basic negotiating skills. One of those things, and the best one I can tell you, is just shut up. Make the other one do the talking. So when you get there to the car, you might take it for a test drive, but I actually suggest before you take it for a test drive that you walk very slowly and very quietly around the vehicle. And you lean in and you touch the fender, and you touch the wheel, and you touch that scratch on the bumper. And what you're doing is you're mentally devaluing that vehicle as you're doing it. And I would suggest you don't say anything until you've gotten the whole way around that vehicle. Maybe it takes 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes, and then you stand up and you smile at the owner and you say, "And what were you asking for this?" And I promise you that most times the number they say will actually be lower, or they'll talk themselves down. They may say, "Well, I was asking $5,400, but you can see it has some scratches," which you just pointed out by devaluing it. And they may say, "I would do $4,600. You don't want to rip someone off. So you want to pay fair value for what you're buying. And fair value doesn't necessarily mean Kelley Blue Book. It simply means don't be paying less than what you can negotiate. So negotiation should never be like insulting or like you're trying to make them feel like they're a terrible person if they don't sell it to you. No, you want to have a conversation where both parties feel that they've received fair value for that. And I really think that this is important. This is a life lesson about just business dealings in general. How you treat other people will be eventually how you are treated. So if you wouldn't treat your friend or your grandmother in a negative way, like makes them feel bad about themselves, don't do that when you're negotiating a car. Final point here, pay cash. Cash is king. When you say $4,400 and they were thinking $5,500 and you pull out $100 bills, there's just something that says it's a done deal if I say yes. Pulling out some cash can actually help you close the deal. Once again, make sure you're playing fair and have lots of fun. Good luck.